That's what I keep telling you. You need help. You need to go talk to someone and you need to get some help. Why would I say that? Because she's angry. Because all of this happened to her, but she blames it on me. There ain't nothing that I could do about her being molested. I had a suspicion, and it's all in the paperwork in my closet from therapy. I had suspicion she was being molested. My daughter told me that I was the fucking crazy one, that I was out of my mind, that her grandfather was not touching her. I can't do nothing about it legally if she won't admit to it. So, but yeah, that's what she likes to do. She likes to say that it's my fault, that I didn't protect her from being molested. And even like the cops told me, there's nothing I can do when she would not admit it to me. Biologically, you are. That's it. Okay, Jazz. Sorry you had to hear this, Jazz, but you've been also following me for a long time. You know that's one thing I always refused to do was to talk about my kids. But you know what? I've had enough. She's not a kid anymore, and she keeps on doing this shit, so now she can get it back. Hey, baby. Go check on my dog. I've already been to therapy, and I was in therapy with her. That's why I have a paper from 2 counselors in my book in there that says I've done everything that I can do. Now it's her choice. She doesn't want a relationship with me. She doesn't want to talk about it. She does not want to get no help. So there's nothing else that I can do. She's the one that has to make that next step. If you don't believe me, go ask any therapist. Hey, baby. For some of you all saying that in here, you all need to go get your therapy license. Any therapist will tell you that if you got 2 people that's in therapy trying to talk and work things out, and one is willing to do their part, but the other one every time says, no, I don't want to talk. I ain't got nothing to say. Then there is no fixing it. That other person has to be willing to do their part also. You don't have to feel bad for my daughter because I don't live in the same state she does. I moved away from her. You can feel bad about my daughter all you want, but she doesn't have to come in here. She doesn't have to talk to me. I moved away from her. That's her choice to still keep communicating with me. That's why I told her she ain't got to talk to me. She ain't got to say a damn word or ever communicate with me again. But yet she chooses to. She needs to get help. Oh, I'll let her be abused? But when I called CPS and told CPS that my daughter was being molested, and then after they talked to my daughter and came back to me and they said, your daughter swears that he's not touching her, that you're the one with the problem. So again, there's nothing I can do when she was not willing to admit to it. Well, Melissa, she started it. She's 30 years old, almost. She's not a kid anymore. If y'all don't want to hear it, you don't have to be on here. Maybe this might help somebody. You don't know. Maybe what me and her are going through, it may help someone. No, that's my daughter's fault, Heather Goat Lord. My daughter knows me. If she has a problem with me, anything she wants to say, she can message my phone and talk to me privately. But she chooses to come on here and do it publicly. My daughter's 28 and she's got 2 kids of her own. No, I don't want to fight my daughter, but I know that she needs help. And if y'all want to call me a bad mother because I know that my kid needs help, well, then you're a problem too. And you can support her all you want, but you'll be like her cousin was when her cousin also kept trying to take her in when she had nowhere to go. Her own cousin finally, after she saw my real daughter because they were living together, she called me and said, come get your fucking kid out of my house. So that's fine. That's fine. She can confront me all she wants, but it should still be done privately. She can message my phone and talk about anything she wants to talk about, but she chooses to do it publicly, but yet all of y'all get offended when I give it back to her. Because I'm answering people's questions. Hey, she's the one that came into my life. Me and my followers were just sitting here chatting about our days and how work went. She's the one that came in here. But those of you that are just like her, y'all see no problem with her coming in here and starting it. Did I call the police on what neighbor? What are you talking about, the George Jungle? I can't answer your question unless you're more clear. Did I call the police on what neighbor? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about my neighbor here? I called the police several times when I caught my daughter talking to older men and hanging out with them. You know what they did after they talked to her? There's nothing that we can do. Because your daughter says that nothing is happening, that she was just talking to them. Good law system there, ain't it? Which is why the next time I went and kicked in the person's door myself. Then the cops showed up whenever I did that. I'm not hurt at all, Michigan. I'm just letting my daughter know I'm not going to let her continue to talk to me this way. I'm not hurt at all. I'm an introvert. You don't have to believe it. If she's still in here, maybe she might admit to it. What about that time, Rayanne, when you were messing with that boy and the cops took you in to talk to you? What did they do? All they did was say that they couldn't do anything except for put him on probation and told him not to come around you again. Did they lock him up? No. Did he go to jail? No. Apparently you all missed her message when she said, I am her kid. Apparently you all missed her message. You can say whatever you want, Leatherhead. That's your choice. That's your business. You can say whatever you want about me. It doesn't bother me at all. No, we're just in here chatting. We all just in here talking. Because in her mind, she's not my kid. That's why I told her biologically, though, she is. Yeah, it is, Tammy. Because she knows stuff that I've never spoken to anybody about. That's my kid. No, because I'm private, TS. I don't talk about my kids' issues in here. My regular followers can tell you that. I'm talking about before. But she wants to keep coming in here, Christy, and starting stuff. She should be able to take it back. See, that's what's wrong with people like y'all. Y'all think it's okay to bash people and to talk about people, but then whenever they dish it back out to y'all, y'all play it to victim. So, Oh, yeah, she did. See, you all wasn't paying attention to her first few messages when she came in here, talk about how badly I abused her. Really? Really? Another thing to you all. If I severely abused you, Rayanne, was you ever in the hospital? No, I beat your ass. I whooped your ass. If I severely abused you, why do you allow me around your kids? Why do you let me pick up your kids and take them alone for the whole weekend? I'm going to tell you now, if somebody severely abused my kid, ain't no way in hell I'm going to let my children be around them. So again, if I severely abused you, why do you let me have your children and take them alone? Huh? So yeah. Say whatever you want. Does it look like I'm crying? Does it look like you're hurting my feelings? Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, boo-hoo. I whooped my kid. I'm an abuser. Oh, boo-hoo. I already did, country girl. I've got a whole stack of papers in there that said that I did not need therapy anymore from professional people. No, what you can't do is hurt someone that God is protecting. God is protecting me from my daughter. You're not triggering me at all. At all. You think because I'm loud, it's triggering me? I always talk loud. What the hell? Okay, Brooke, I'll meet you there. No, Nicole, see, that's again, like I said, she wants to talk bad about me, but now that I bring out her stuff, she's playing victim. You must be just like her. You must think that it's okay also to bash people and them just sit there and take it. Not this motherfucker, not this bitch right here. Because she knows stuff that nobody else knows that I've never talked about. That's how I know it's my kid, and I know my kid. And again, you don't know me. There's nothing that I could do to help her when she denied it to me, CPS, and the police. You cannot do something if someone is being abused if they won't admit to it. Go ask anyone. I can't count how many times I would meet with her therapist secretly and say, please see if you can get out that she's being molested, because I had a feeling that it was going on. What they say to me all the time, she won't talk about it. She says it ain't happening. Again, nothing I can do about it unless she would talk about it. Yeah, she's up there. I couldn't do nothing about it. He had custody of her. That's why I was trying to get her out of the fucking house. See, y'all don't know what you're talking about. That's why I don't say everything. I was at CPS office every day, calling the cops every day. Also, why don't you ask his own stepdaughter that he also molested her, but it was a family kept secret. So they all tried to make it look like I was the crazy one. Since no one said anything and it was a family kept secret, oh, I was the one that was making up the molesting, the abuse. I was the one that was lying and just trying to make it up. That's what the cops told me. That's what CPS told me. You're making that up. Your daughter's not being molested. So yeah, nothing I can do when everybody keeps shutting the door on me. I even told the judge one time that I would give up full parental rights. Never ever see my kids again if they would just get my kids out of that house. Nope, I'm the liar. My kid wasn't being molested. And then what happened? Years later, she finally comes out and said that it happened. Hey, I'll be more than glad to go to a nursing home. I can't wait. I can't wait to go. But you must like my business because y'all are in here watching. Because it could help somebody someday. That's also why I tell. Maybe I should have went to prison to prove that my daughter was being molested. Maybe some of you all maybe might go through this someday. You feel like your child is being messed with. You keep going to the cops and you keep going to people and they keep slamming the door in your face saying it's not happening. We think you're lying. Don't take no for an answer. Maybe you all might learn from that. Until they told me that we're going to put you in jail if you don't quit coming in here saying that your daughter's being molested. So I shut up for a while. Maybe I should have said, well, lock my fucking ass up, but still get her out of that house. Telling, well, again, you weren't in here, so, Savior. What's your name? I can't hardly see it because you got too many periods to it. She shouldn't have came in here. She shouldn't have came in here. She's the one that came in here. She knows that if she ever wants to message me, that she could message my phone privately. But she chooses to come in here and do it publicly. Was he charged? No, because they kept saying that I was a liar because she denied it until he died of cancer. Then that's when she admitted it. Was after he died. Oh, I had it all set up, Aaron. See, my daughter doesn't know this either. I didn't always know very good people. One of my neighbor's fathers, I'm not going to say who, but was in a very large biker gang. It was already set up that the molester was going to be killed and put 6 feet under, and it was never going to be tied to me. Do I care about saying this on live now? No, because the guy is dead. It was already set up. I was just waiting for a word from my daughter. Because me, what I wanted to do, because I could have had access to that house anytime I wanted to. The grandmother used to call me to come over. I used to go over there sometimes and still see my youngest daughter's father. I could have walked into that house anytime I wanted to and shot him right between the fucking eyes. But my neighbor that was my friend and his father was in a biker gang was like, no, no, no. He said, you don't need to do that because then if you're in prison, you can't help your daughter with whatever kind of help I was trying to do. He said, we can get that done for you. So yeah, it was already all set up, but he died of cancer. And then that's when she finally came out with it and said that she was being molested. So yeah. And then maybe my daughter might learn a little bit about this too, because since they had custody of her and he was molesting her, they used to lie to my kids all the time. And they turned my kids against me. Did I whip her? Yes, I did. And I said, I only regret one time that I went too far. One time. The other times was just ass bustings. I don't regret that at all. And my daughter can even say that this is not true. They knew that my oldest daughter, the one that's in here now, wasn't going to believe every lie that they told her. So then they started telling my youngest daughter, because they're also racist. My pastor was a black man. Him and his wife used to come to my house sometimes, like some pastors do, and they would pray with me and we would discuss things. Well, one day when her grandmother, the lady that had custody of her, dropped her off at my house, saw my pastor and his wife leaving my house. Since they're racist, when I got home from work that day, I had a note on my door from CPS telling me to call them immediately. So I called CPS. I said, yeah, I got your note on my door. What's wrong? Well, the lady that your kid lives with, her grandmother, said that you locked your kids in a closet so you can have sex with the black man that she saw over at your house. I was like, you mean my pastor and his wife that was there? They said, well, ma'am, we don't know about that. We just know that we were told that you just locked your kids in a closet so you can have sex with a black man. They were telling that to my youngest daughter. So for years, my youngest daughter thought that I had locked her in a closet. Until at least I can say my oldest daughter finally told my youngest daughter, Mom never did that. Mom did not lock us in the closet to have sex with no man. My daughter knew that that was my pastor and his wife that came over to my house. So, that was embarrassing because I also had to call my pastor and his wife and get them to go in and talk to CPS. Just because the people that raised my daughter were racist and they were pissed because I had a black man and his wife in my house. That was their words. So yeah, that was embarrassing to have to drag my pastor into it. Hey, baby. Oh, I'm racist? I'm racist, really? That's also why me and my youngest daughter's dad had problems. One reason why we aren't together anymore. Because my daughter only dated black men at a time in her life. They were all welcome over to my house. It was their father that told him, both of my kids, that he would beat their ass and disown them if they ever brought someone of color to my house. We fought over that regularly. So yeah, y'all want to talk about my kids? That's the family that ruined my kids, not me. Hey, baby. No, not true. Too bad that they're dead now, because my mother and my grandmother could tell you that I used to sing to my oldest daughter every night to put her to sleep. They all said that I was a hell of a mother, that I was a great mother. But I had something bad happen to me, and I took it out on my oldest daughter. That's the time that I said that I regret. The only time I regret hitting her. And I didn't find that out until I put myself into therapy of why I took it out on my daughter. See, when I took it out on my daughter, I knew that there was something wrong, so I put myself into therapy. And I was told because of what happened to me, that's why I took it out on her. This is all came from professional therapist, psychologist. So I started working on my issue. So that's the only time I regret hitting her. But I also understand why I did it. So y'all can say whatever y'all want about me. Yes, it is normal to sing to your child to put them to sleep. Yes, that's normal. Or in my mind, it is. My followers, my regular followers already know what happened to me. I have no problem talking about it because I went to therapy over it for years. My mother did severely abuse me. I've got the scars on my body to prove it. My whole body is scarred up. Underneath my clothes. She made sure that nobody would see it. Let's see. One of her boyfriends, when I had a puppy, whenever the dog shit on the floor, diarrheaed, he smeared it in my mouth and made me eat it. What happened when I ran and I told my mom? She chose that man over me. What happened when her neighbor was molesting me because my mom needed money and she thought that I was old enough to go clean his house for him for a few bucks a week? What happened when I went and I told my mom he was touching me? You're lying. We need the money. Go back over there and clean his house. What happened whenever I spilt a cup of water? Just a cup of water on the floor. See, that's what these scars on my wrist are from, for her nails. When she would sharpen her nails so sharp that she would dig them into my wrist and rip it open and cut it. So yeah, I found out that sometimes when you're an abused child, you become an abuser. So the very first time I ever put my hands on my daughter, I knew something was wrong and I went and got myself some help. It wasn't court ordered. Nobody made me go to court. I went to court myself. And that's when a therapist told me that if you are an abused child, you should never put your hands on your child because it could trigger you into becoming an abuser. That's what started to happen, so that's what I went to go get myself some help. You never know your worst nightmare. It might help someone to hear this. So, when I put myself in therapy, that's also at the same time that I left my youngest daughter's father because he was abusive. And since I left him, my daughter, if she was in here, she could vouch to this too, because I'm not lying about it. When I left him, that gave his mother fuel to take my kids. Oh, she hit her daughter, so she needs those kids taken away. How many times over the 7 years that they had my kids did I hear from her, if you just take my son back, I'll give you your kids back. Now, fuck you. I will fight with whatever I have to get my kids back. I'm not going back to your abusive son. But I bet you my daughter's not in here now because she knew that that woman would tell me that all the time. All you got to do is take my son back and I'll give you your kids back. So I did it the right way. I never took her son back again because one of us would have ended up dead, probably me. And then once they got my kids, that's when they started feeding shit into me. You had their abusive father that they lived with. They would put shit into my kids' head all the time against me. So like I told my daughter now the last time we were in therapy, now she's a grown-ass woman. Either we can talk about this in therapy, try to get past it, and have some kind of a relationship. And if she doesn't want to, that's her choice because she's a grown woman. She says that she doesn't want to, that's fine. I'm not going to force my kid to do nothing that she doesn't want to do. That's her choice. She has to be wanting to work on it. But if she doesn't want to, then she needs to stop contacting me, thinking that she can talk to me however she wants to. Y'all can believe whatever she wants. Or y'all can believe whatever y'all want. She's my kid because she knew stuff that I never told anybody else that she has said here in chat. Yeah, Gwen, that's my kid. Because she knew stuff that no one else knows. Yeah, Donna, she is. Y'all can go follow her if you want. Because she knew private stuff that she has said here in chat that I've never mentioned to anyone. Yeah, that's my kid. Now she's trying to act like she's not. Because she doesn't want people to know that she has issues. Oh, do I need to go back and screenshot the private things that you said that only you would know as my child? Do I need to go back up into my chat and screenshot those? Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm back at the top. Okay, now here you are. This is when you first came in. Okay, let me read. Why don't you go back up? Why don't you scroll back up? And why don't you look at the message where you talked about where we lived at downtown? When I first got you back. Why don't you go back up and look at that message? How would you know that we live downtown? That me and my daughter live downtown? Back home, what they call downtown where I'm from. I don't talk about where me and my kids lived at whenever they were little. So how did you know that me and my daughter lived downtown? What they call downtown back home where I'm from. So yeah, now go ahead and go in here and try to act like you're not my kid. Go back up and scroll. Look, go all the way to the very top. You see the messages. Scroll all the way up. I just did. How am I supposed to screenshot it on my iPad? Flip my iPad around and show y'all? But again, like I said, you can say whatever you want now, dog face. Nobody in here knew, not even you, back home where I'm from, that me and my daughter lived in a place that they called downtown. Where's my water? Oh, it's over here. Because your words, exactly, word for word, when I just scrolled up, it said, what about downtown? It's when we were talking about that I didn't really abuse you or nothing once I got you back, except for whenever I caught you with grown men and shit. And your words were, what about downtown? I keep telling you all, unless there is a setting that I need to do in my settings, I see no request on my end. There is no one requesting to come up. And no, I did not block her because she's still chatting. Now, if some of you all know that there's a setting that I need to do to fix that, then let me know and I'll let her in. What do you mean open the boxes? I've never let anyone in my live before. People have always told me if someone requests to come in, it'll be where these two little people are at the bottom of your screen. That you will see a request. It looks like two little people. It's a pink and a blue one on my end. You will see a request for someone to come in. How many people do you need to come in? How many people do you need to request to come in? I don't even know how many followers I have on my new account. Hang on. It says I got 716. How many followers does Dog's Face have to request? How many followers does she have to have, Donna? Okay, let me look again. There's the two little people, pink and blue. Let me click on it. Again, what I see, it says at the very top, go live with guest. 0 guest. Then it shows my name and my picture. Then up underneath it, it says viewers. It shows me every person that has viewed this live. Okay, well, let's try this. I will not accept you because I know that you don't come in here. Let me find one of my regular followers. Aaron, click on request to see if I can see it. I won't accept you. I'm just trying to see if some people in here are telling the truth. Some people say that you have to follow me to request. Yeah, right here. It says 1 request. It shows that Aaron is requesting me. So apparently you have to follow me. Go ahead and follow me, dog face, so I can get you up here. Okay, I'm waiting on her to follow me. Brooke, you're not going to be talking about my friend Evelyn. She's an elderly lady and you're not going to talk about her, so you're out. Okay, I'm getting ready to click on Dogface's picture right now and see if it says that she requested to follow me. Okay, let me go up here and look at my request again. Okay, look, right here. All of these people have followed me. Let me see if I can take a picture. Y'all keep on telling me, and I'm telling you all, she is not under here to request to come in. These are all of the people that shows me are requesting to come in. Dogface is not on the list. Oh, there she is. Let me see right now. Hang on. Oh, there you go. There you go. Come on in. You acted like I was scared. Say what you want.
I am not your daughter, you dumb bitch.
Well,
Do
your
I
voice
sound
sure,
like,
your
do I
voice sure
sound like
sounds
your
like her.
daughter? Okay, I'll turn my camera on. You're so gullible. Literally. I'm not your daughter. You're gullible. I was trolling you. You dumb bitch. You're
Well, then
so
how
gullible.
did you know? Well, then do you know my daughter? How did you know we live downtown?
I didn't say anything about downtown. Tell me where I wrote downtown.
Okay, let me go back.
Screenshot it.
I am right now.
You're
I just
so
screenshotted.
stupid. Like, you're gullible. Like, you're looking to crash out and you fell for it. It's so easy.
So let's see here. Okay, there it is right there.
I swear.
Get my phone.
I swear. Like, I don't even know who you are.
You're swearing, and I'm getting ready to screenshot it right here. Here we
Okay,
go.
good. So tell me how I know
Flip it.
you.
Let me flip it so y'all can see it.
So I am your daughter, Mom?
Well, then you must know my daughter, because again, then how'd you know we live downtown? I'm showing the picture right now of your comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me flip it.
This is my troll account. Like,
flip it.
Yes, she did. She shared all that information about her daughter, and I'm not even her daughter. That's
Uh,
pathetic.
my followers,
That's
my
sad.
followers already know all that information.
Do you think everyone in here followed you and knew all that? No, and I'm sure they didn't.
I don't care about strangers. See, that's where you
You
trolls,
literally.
that's where you
Okay, show us the
trolls think
picture.
you're bothering me.
Show us the
You think I'm
picture.
offended by you.
Show us the picture, weirdo. Show us the picture.
Flip. Oh, that's share. Flip,
She's
flip.
lying.
I'm
She
not
did.
blind. How do you
She,
flip it to where it's a mirror screen? How do you flip it where it's not mirror, where they can read it?
why do you act
Mirror.
so new to TikTok?
I chat with people. I don't invite nobody in. I don't sell nothing on TikTok. I'm not a big creator. I chat with
Okay,
my true followers.
why was I trolling her to begin with? Because she was smacking on live and it was so annoying and so rude. And so I said something that would trigger her and it worked.
But
And then
again,
she
how did you know
literally
me and my daughter
aired
live
out
downtown?
I didn't show me downtown. We don't even know what you're talking about. And you literally aired out every single personal information about your daughter.
My
Like, that's so
followers knew
sad.
that my daughter had been molested.
Are you serious? You think everybody knew that?
Do I look like I care about
One in the
everybody?
chat if you already knew that her daughter did that to her. One in the chat. I mean, come on.
My regular followers in here, go ahead and say if you knew that or not already.
Exactly. Like, at this point, I'm running your live. Aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you embarrassed?
No, not at all.
You should be. You
I'm
literally
not.
should be embarrassed.
You know why I'm not embarrassed? Because I will speak
Because
to
you're
you
used
because
to
you're not.
embarrassing yourself?
I will speak to you because you're not screaming or nothing. You're not being rude. You know
No, I
why
know
I'm
how to
not
talk. You don't
embarrassed?
know how to do that.
But you know why I'm
You
not
yell at
embarrassed?
us.
Because the one thing I learned from counseling, I'm happy whether you like me or not. I have a good life and I'm happy. What does your opinion of me affect me? I go to work
Ma'am,
every day. I pay my
ma'am,
bills. I have a
the
good
fact
life. I
that
have
you
friends.
the fact that you took the bait so well and said that I was your and you literally thought that I was your daughter over a comment that all I said is no wonder why your girls don't like you. That's what I said, or your kids don't like you, or something like that. I didn't say shit about downtown. Show us the picture where I said downtown. You're still
And I
trying
just
to
said I'm
deflect
trying
off
to,
that.
and I just asked you, since you act like you know TikTok so much or anything on here, how do you mirror the screen to where it's
Just
not
keep it
backwards?
still. But just keep it still so we can at least see. You're moving it around because you're trying to not show us.
I just said, how do I mirror it to where you can read it? You know, where it's not backwards?
It's okay if it's backwards.
So,
Just show me. We can read backwards. Just show us. She did waste her money on therapy.
well, I'm hoping I'm helping you with your therapy. Maybe if you had some kind of a life, you wouldn't troll people. See, I got a life.
I was literally talking about the way you were chewing, and then you turned it into this.
But
Like, this is
again,
crazy.
why
Show
are
us the
you worried
picture.
about
Show us the picture.
why are you
Show
worried
us the
about that
picture.
I work?
You're
Why
lying.
are you worried about that I work 80 hours a
Show
week and I was
us
chewing on
the
some carrots?
picture.
I'm asking your
Show us the
question.
picture.
I'm asking you a question. Why was you
What?
worried about me eating carrots on my live?
It was annoying and gross. So,
But did you
who
have to
cares?
watch?
Yes, I
Excuse
did.
me for working
Yes, I
80
did.
hours a week and
Yes, I
eating when
did
I
have to
can.
watch because you're disgusting.
Okay, let's see.
Take her down and block
There,
her. She doesn't want to block me. She
I'm not
literally
block.
loves
I'm not
this.
blocking her.
This gives her
Why do I need to
confidence.
block her? Because she's not embarrassing me. She's not making me feel bad. So why should I block her?
I'm not embarrassing her. On a go away.
And my
So,
regular
can
followers
you
could
please
tell
show
you.
us the picture?
My regular
Show us the
followers could
picture.
tell you that you're not embarrassing me at all. They know
Show
me.
us the
You don't.
picture. Show me where I said downtown. I'm still waiting.
Is this your entertainment?
This is my entertainment. Yeah,
And
she took the bait. Hello.
well,
Show me.
it's her entertainment because she has no life like the people behind her that I can hear laughing.
She knows. She knows that I don't have a life. Can you please show me the picture where I said downtown? Hello? You're a liar.
Okay. Where did she go? Okay, Rookie, can you tell me how to mirror this where it's not backwards, where they can read it? Or Sensual, if you know TikTok more than me. I'm not dropping anybody. I'm in here looking on settings where it says mirror the screen. And it should change my screen. Oh, I dropped her? It's funny, if I dropped her, why is she not in my chat anymore? Dog face, dog face, dog face, dog face. Dog face, dog face. None of her comments are even showing up in here anymore. I know TikTok enough to know that she blocked me. That's why I don't see her comments anymore, because she knew that I was getting ready to show you all. Let's see. Let me look her up. I do know how to do that. Let's see. Search. Where can I go to search? It won't let me search when I'm on live. And that's right. That shows that I didn't block her. People are saying that I dropped her out of my live and that I blocked her. Was she still commenting? She might be rookie. I don't know. How many kids does who have, Sweet Kimber? You want to know how many kids I have or how many kids my daughter has? I got 2 kids. I'm looking for all of her comments right now. People said she's here in my chat. And it's funny that people act like that I know TikTok so much. I just come in here and chat with my followers, the people that do follow me. Nobody ever comes into my live. I'm not no big creator. I don't do no TikTok crap to make money. So why are people acting like I know how to do every little single thing on TikTok? I blocked her. Let's see here. I can't show you all on my iPad, of course, but I'll use my phone. Let's see. What was her name? Dog face. Search. Oh, that says Grace. Face. Search. Oh, did I block her? Oh, there she is. If I blocked her, I wouldn't be able to look up her account. It says that account is private because I've never actually looked at the account. It says private. Hang on, I'll look at y'all's comments in just a second. Trying to see if I can go into it. Back out of it and see if I can go in there again. Don't worry, I'll get to your all's comments in just a second. Even the bad ones, because like I said, whether you all believe me or not, whatever you all say about me does not bother me at all or affect me. Okay, the official dog face. Yep. I blocked her, didn't I? There's her account right there. But I ain't following her ass. Now, I don't know much about TikTok, but I thought if you block somebody, you can't see them. Let me look again. The official dog face. Oh, there she is again. No, this ain't stressed. Donna, you don't know me at all. Trust me, if I was stressed, some of my regular followers would know. If I was stressed, I would immediately end my live. I wouldn't be on here for a few weeks until I collected my thoughts. Or what I would have done is I would have called Dogface every name in the book, nonstop. My regular followers has seen me get stressed and shut down before. That's when I leave TikTok for a long time. And it's not because of trolls. It's just because of life shit. That's when I leave TikTok and I don't come back for a long time. I'm one of those people. I'm an introvert. If you all have ever seen them, trust me, if I'm stressed or pissed, I'm one of those people that just stop like that. In my lab, don't say a word to nobody. I don't even speak to my friends whenever they message me on Facebook. And then whenever I do have my thoughts collected and I'm calmed down, days, weeks later, they'll be like, where have you been? We've been trying to get a hold of you. I needed some time alone. Oh, hang on. Let me go back into my photos. TikTok screenshots. That's the one of the people that was requesting to come in. Who was that? Now, see, how do I know which dog face is which dog face? Yes, I'm going to get you the picture, but someone else named Dog Face just messaged again with a different picture. So, I'm looking at the profile, is what I'm doing. I know that the one that she said she was messaging me from was her troll account. This person right here also says dog face, but it's a different account. Nobody, lady love. Someone just wanted to come in here and argue a little bit, and I gave them some time for a while. Random, yes, my regular followers do know that my daughter was SA'd. Because I had someone in here years ago, not real long time, maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago, trying to say something bad about my daughter that didn't know my daughter, thought that maybe she was a loser. I said, matter of fact, she's not. My account is about maybe helping someone. Maybe whatever I talk about may help someone someday. So, random, yes, one day I did tell him that, matter of fact, I had a daughter that was SA'd. Yes, she does need some help to talk to someone about that, but that she's actually doing pretty good. She's getting ready to get her bachelor's degree in college, and that she's a good mom. I brought that up a long time ago when another girl thought that her life was over because that had happened to her. And I was letting her know, no, her life is not over, that my daughter's getting ready to graduate from college with a bachelor's degree. So apparently it didn't affect that part of her life. Now, yes, she still needs to talk to someone about what happened to her. I don't know if you was in there or not that day, Aaron, but this one girl was talking to me about how her mom and did this and that to her, and that she was an alcoholic and she was a drunk. It was late at night one night, and I was like, no. Now, yes, like I said, my daughter does need to still speak to someone, a therapist, about being SA'd, but I was letting that girl know that my daughter had been SA'd before. This was the first time, very first time I ever mentioned it. And I said that she had been SA'd before, and she's in college and has 2 kids, and she's getting ready to get her bachelor's degree. But the point is, it doesn't matter if I talk about that, because I've never mentioned my daughter's real name. I've mentioned nicknames that she has and stuff, but I've never mentioned her real name, and I never will. And not everybody on this app is going to like me. That's fine. But maybe what I talk about, like I said, can help someone else. But for those of you in here, I don't care if you like or dislike me. If you all know any kind of therapist or any kind of counselors, y'all can ask them. Like the counselor said, as far as me and my daughter, I've done everything that I can. She brought it up. She wanted to start going to therapy, so that's what we did. I was already in therapy myself, but she wanted to go together when she started acting out. So she did individual therapy. We did what they call family therapy, parental therapy, whatever, mother and daughter. And then she also went to therapy by herself. We also had what you call in-home therapists that recorded our sessions. They all said that I've done everything that I can do. I was involved. I answered every question that they had, any advice that they had for me to build a relationship with my daughter. I did everything that they asked me to do. Not saying that everything was going to work, but I attempted it. I tried. It was my daughter that every time we went, here she is in the chair. I ain't got nothing to say. I don't want to say nothing. I'm here because I'm under 18 and I have to be here. I don't want to say nothing. When you've got someone acting like that, there is no repairing anything. They also have to be willing to do their part. Now, like I said, if you're in here, whether you're someone that likes me as a person or if you don't like me, it doesn't matter. What I just said is the truth. If you have someone that is sitting there, even if it's marriage counseling, a husband and a wife, or two wives, or two husbands, doesn't matter who it is. If you got one person that's involved, but the other one the whole time is like, nothing, I ain't got nothing to say, then nothing is going to be repaired. No, but Sweet Kimber, like the counselors kept telling me and my daughter, they did individual therapy with her to discuss what had happened to her when she was a kid. We did a therapy together because we went like 3 or 4 times a week. She did hers alone, I did mine alone, and then we did ours together. We could not repair our relationship now, even after she became an adult, like they said, unless she is willing to do her part. If she's always just going to sit there and be like, nope, nope, I ain't got nothing to say, then it will never be repaired. That goes for anyone out there in the world who's in therapy, trying to repair any kind of relationship. If the other person is not willing to partake, then it's not going to change. Well, if you are sensual, like I tell people that are in here listening, we're not talking about if you like me as a person or not, anybody that's in here. You should know that if you have two people that claim they're trying to repair their relationship, whether it's a married couple, mother, daughter, father, son, whoever, if one of them is not participating and willing to try, it's not going to be fixed. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting me a drink of water. And I'm trying to look. Also, the reason why I'm talking to y'all at the same time and still looking at my phone, I'm looking at Dog Face's profile, even though people say I have her blocked, because I'm trying to see if there's any kind of an inkling. She's got to know my kid. If she's not my kid, she's got to know her. I was reading every single message. I don't know if you all were or not, but there was some stuff that she could not have known about me and my kid. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Hey, Shonda, how are you doing? And all I see on her profile is cartoon shit. Oh, there's a white van. So she posts a lot of cartoon stuff and she reposts other people's videos. So there's nothing on here that's original of herself.
Another one of my stories. But why he was in prison?
Here's another repost, another repost. So on this account, all they're doing is reposting other people's stuff. Me trying to get a man without showing him my crazy side. More cartoon animated stuff. So see, she's not blocked, y'all. A lot of you all keep saying that I've blocked her. Oh, wait, is this something of hers? Nope, says Dogface reposted. So yeah, all reposted stuff. But again, she's not blocked, even though a lot of you all that's in here watching thinks that I blocked her. Thank you, Shonda. But it's funny, just because I'm a loud speaker, a lot of you all watch me. I have a loud voice. I always have. She thought she was getting to me just because I have a loud voice and that I was getting worked up. But yeah, I've always talked about stuff in here sometimes whenever I've done lives. I used to do lives all night long whenever I lived in my car. And every once in a while, someone would come in just wanting to talk, I guess, wanting to vent. And yes, I would talk about issues that I have had before or issues that my daughter has had before, but I never do mention her real name, ever. Nicknames sometimes, because I had all kinds of nicknames for her, but I've never mentioned her real name because you never know, maybe stuff that I say may help someone else. So no, it does not bother me to say that my daughter was SA'd or that I was when I was a kid or that my mother severely abused me. Now me, I don't care about, y'all see my face, you know my name, I don't care. Yeah, because I don't know if any of you all have or not, but I used to sing to my daughter to sleep at night. I mean, to me, that's normal. And I don't care who she is. Like I said, she's got to know my daughter or something because she did know stuff in the chat that only my kid knows. And I've even talked to my daughter before on Facebook how she comes into my live under fake accounts and she likes to say shit. So, and she knows I'm not going to block her. Let's see. I gotta hide her name so you all don't see her name. Not her real name. Y'all ain't gonna see. Mm, this probably ain't gonna work. But yeah, there's my daughter right there. So yeah, we still talk. And I've asked her before, why does she come into my live and say shit and start shit? Because she's just like me. Because I do what I want. Let's see. And she doesn't hide that either. The part about her being married to her half brother, she don't hide it. But what she tries to say is that she didn't know he was her half brother. Yes, she did, because her dad messaged me. She knew. And then she tried to tell me that she didn't know when they first got together. That she said she didn't find out until later, like after they were already living together and close to being married. And I was like, yeah, you did, because your father messaged me and told me. So she don't hide it. But I'm sorry, but the way I was raised, to me, that's nasty. Why do I talk about it sometimes, Lori? Also, too, because I don't understand it. Because, like I said, the way that I was raised, that's disgusting. I don't care if it's the new generation now or the old generation. To me, that's disgusting. I just don't see how somebody could do that. Did that stop me from loving her? No. But, and I expressed this to her, I thought it was disgusting. Like for me, I don't understand how someone could even develop feelings for someone that's related to them. So, yeah, sometimes I bring it up because maybe there's somebody else who's married a family member before. Then you tell me, how do you develop feelings for someone that's a family member? Those kind of feelings. Yes, Lori, like I said, we've done a lot of stuff. Well, no, I pray for my daughter all the time. Because, like I said, like I told people, am I perfect? No, I wasn't a perfect mother. None of us are. But I was told by people who knew me, not on a social media, but who actually knew me that was around my kid, even though I made mistakes, they thought I was a pretty good damn mom, in their opinion. Like I said, we went to therapy. We even had in home therapy. I tried to get her help. She was on all kinds of medication also, but once she was 18, I could not make her take medication. That's her choice to be off of it. Excuse me. As far as church, no, I couldn't get her to go to church with me because she doesn't believe in God, or that's what she says. She's an atheist. She does not believe in God. So, no, she would never go to church with me. I think I got her to go one time, and then I was hoping that she would get into it and change. But then after she went, no, I still don't believe in God. That's you, Mom. That's not me. So, yes, do I pray for her that she gets better someday? Yes. But yeah, last time we talked, she still don't believe in God. Anytime I ever mention God or that I'm going to read a couple of verses from my Bible, that's all she says. She don't bash me for it, but she always says, well, that's you. You know that's not me, Mom. Like, okay. Hey, Michelle. Maybe that's what she needs. Maybe she needs a little bit of God in her life. Because, like I said, am I perfect? No, none of us are perfect. You name me one perfect person, but maybe that's what she needs. I don't know. And then I did have her in this other church group one time. She brought a friend home one time. I think she was like 15. And she brought her friend home and said, Mom, my friend wants me to go to their church with them. And I was like, any kind of thing. I didn't care. I was like, yeah, go. I was like, go to church with your friend. I said, go ahead. I found out why she wanted to go to the church. A couple weeks later, she came to me and said that the church was giving the kids an opportunity, but parents had to pay for it, to go to Haiti back then and help out like with the people that were hungry, the starving kids, and actually see how things were there. But the parents had to pay. I was going to pay. And I was like, yeah, that'd be a great opportunity for you. But I found out that's the only reason why she went to the church, that she still claims she didn't believe in God. She just wanted to go to Haiti. I was still going to, send her though. I thought maybe she would still change. Maybe she might find God while she was gone or something. I was still hoping for that for her. But what happened? She ended up running away like 2 days before she was supposed to leave. And the cops brought her back home about a week later. That's my story. That's what happened all the time. So, yeah, people can say that I'm a bad mom all they want, but you didn't live my life or my shoes. So, and did I get my money back for the trip? No. because the trip was already paid for. So no, I didn't get my money back. And then I'm not going to force that on her either, Lori. I did when she was younger. I tried to push religion on her a little bit. I didn't care if she was Catholic, if she wanted to be Baptist, Pentecostal, whatever, as long as she had some kind of a religion. That was a fight also. So I quit pushing. I don't push my kids to do nothing that they don't want to do. Just all I can do is hope that someday she'll find them. Maybe she'll find religion. I don't know. Me too, Running Bear. That's why I told people that was in here. You don't have to like me. Not you. I mean, you as in anybody. And I wasn't the perfect mom. But until you actually lived in my shoes and saw what my daughter put me through, the phone calls I got every day, the cops showing up at my house every day, all the time, all the jobs that I lost every day because I'm her mother. I had to go pick her up from the cops all the time. So, unless you actually live in my shoes, you can't really judge me. It don't matter, April. Oh, I said your name. Sorry. It doesn't matter though. I'm still gonna love her no matter what. She's still my kid. Miranda, like I said though earlier in my live when that girl was in here, there's nothing else I can do though. It's on her, like the therapist said. I've done everything I can do. If she ever wants a relationship with me, then she has to also want it. It's really bad right now, Michelle. There ain't no really dashes going on. It's after Christmas. Everybody's broke. I was logged in for about 13 hours. But the whole entire, between Friday and Saturday, I only made like 120 bucks. Dashing ain't never no good right after Christmas. Yeah, I know, Running Bear, but then whenever us parents have a child like that and we do everything that we can to help them, people still try to act like we're the bad parents, that it was our fault. That's why I said it doesn't bother me what people say. I'm like, did you actually live in my shoes? So no, I don't care what people say about me. I know where the problem happened with my kid, but I can't fix it. Now that she's an adult, she has to do that on her own. My hair's starting to dry, so it's itching a little bit. Well, like I said, Running Bear, I'm not the perfect person. Like I said, there was one time that I regretted hitting my kid, but I still regret it. Now, when I went to counseling, the counselor told me I should not regret it because I found out why I did it. Like I said, the trauma that had happened to me when I was a kid. That therapist told me that I should learn to let it go and just get better from there. Yeah, I let it go, but I mean, I'll still always feel bad for it because I know how it felt when I was abused. So I don't care what any therapist says, I'll always feel bad for that one time. But like I said, do I feel bad for whipping her when she was a teenager, causing all those problems? No, not at all. And I don't care who judges me for it. April, my hair ain't that great. I don't I don't like the curls. A lot of people like it. I don't like the curls. Sometimes I want to chop it off too because it gets on my nerves. Yeah, running bear. That's why I tell people I don't care if they don't judge me. Me and my daughter don't speak unless she reaches out to me, which is she does. Um, because I don't bother her. I'm not pushing her to do nothing. Um, we rarely see each other because I don't push her to do nothing. It's her choice. I'm not going to force her to go get help, and I'm not going to force her to go back to therapy with me. She's a grown woman. That's her choice. She has to make that choice herself. And I'm different. I cannot explain to people how I feel. I did have a pastor one time tell me, I mean, I get a little bit upset sometimes because we don't talk, we don't have a relationship. But as far as being devastated, no, I don't never get devastated like, like that kind of devastated upset, and I don't understand why. Like sometimes I might be like, oh, I wish me and my daughter could do this. Or sometimes I might see somebody doing something and be like, oh, that would be nice to do with my kids someday. But as far as being devastated that we don't have a relationship, no, I don't never feel that way. And I can't explain why. That's why I tell people I can't explain why. I had a pastor one time tell me that's because that is God protecting me. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, yes, I believe in God, but and then some people say it's because I have no feelings. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not God and I'm not a doctor and I sure in the hell ain't no psychologist. So, no, I can't explain it. All I can do is just say how I feel. I do know one thing, though. For the people, like I said, I'll say anything about me. I don't care who knows anything about me. When I decided to leave my kids' father because of his abuse, and that one time that I did hit my daughter when she was little, the one time that I told you all that I regretted, and I put myself in therapy. That's when he and his mom used that excuse because she had a lot of money to take my kids away from me. Um, but I did get them back, but they took them away for a while and would always say, you take my son back, we'll give you your kids back. Um, but me being an abuser, no. Like I said, I made mistakes, but I'm not an abuser because my youngest daughter, if she was in here, she could tell all of you all she never got touched, not one time by me. Never. She was never whipped. Um, but the last time that anything really affected me, like as in devastated, was whenever I left their father because he was abusive. And like I said, that gave him and his mother the one time that I do regret hitting my daughter. And I went to counseling. Never should have trusted his mom. She knew why I was going to counseling and she agreed to watch the kids for me whenever I would go to my therapy sessions. She and her son used that against me to take my kids. Well, I thought I was going to beat it because I thought I don't beat my kid. I hit her one time that was really bad, not like hospital stay, nothing like that. But to me, it was really bad. I was like, there's no way they're going to get my kids because he's abusive. I've had domestic violence orders out on him before. I'm in therapy. I'm like, so there's no way that they're going to get custody of my kid. I guess money talks because they got custody of my kid. I cried the day that my kids went to go live with them, but I swore to myself after that I would never cry again over nothing. That day when I was sitting in the courtroom and their abusive father that I had had multiple domestic violence orders out on, he was in jail several times and they still gave him and his mother custody of our kids because, like I said, I guess money talks. When I cried that day in court, I did. I swore to myself that I would never, ever cry over anything again, ever. And I never have. I'm sorry about that, Lori. But I hope you and your daughter had a good relationship. Because I've also had people tell my daughter that, Lori, which is I don't know. I've had when my daughter decided she wasn't going to try in therapy or nothing, or she wasn't like going to do her part. I've had older people tell my daughter that when I'm gone, when my time is up, someday in her lifetime, she will regret not trying with me. I don't know if that's true or not because I haven't been through that situation. But yeah, I've had older people in their 60s, 70s tell my daughter that if she doesn't try to work things out with me and do her part, that she'll regret it later on when she gets older. Again, like I said, I don't know if that's true because I've never been through that. I'm glad you all had a good relationship because I'm sure it would probably be harder on you if you all didn't have a good relationship. Because that's what one of my friends kept telling my daughter. She was an older lady. She said she was wild whenever she was younger. And she always used to tell me all the time, and my daughter, because she would tell my daughter when I was there, the one thing that she regretted was not fixing her relationship with her mom because she admitted it was her. She said she was a wild kid. And she was. She had been in prison and stuff once she grew up and everything. She said the one thing that she regretted was not fixing her relationship with her mother once she got older and grew up and admitted that, hey, I was a bad kid. I was a wild kid. So, yeah, I'm glad that you and your daughter got along. Doesn't always mean it's a good mother, though, Evelyn. You may only have one mother and one father, but that don't always mean that they're a good mother or a good father. Just like the counselors tried to tell my daughter even once she turned 18. You can tell that what the counselor would say, that there was some good in me because I was still trying to go to counseling and trying to work things out with her for her. Counselors used to tell my daughter all the time, they used to be like, your mom could be a piece of shit. And that's the way they talked to her. They cussed. They said you could have, because they said they've had parents like this. They have seen, because of course they were counselors, they've seen lots of different, parents and kids come in. And they used to tell my daughter all the time that they had parents that just left, never spoke to their kid again, never saw their kid again, never would answer the phone when they would call, just dropped them off in the group home and never came back, which means they ended up being a ward of the state. But at least I answered every phone call. I showed up to every appointment. So at least I attempted. Like they said, I tried my part. But yeah, even though, Evelyn, just because you got one mother, one father, that doesn't mean, like, biologically, like you could have really good step parents that are good to you. But I mean, biologically, you only got one mother and one father. That doesn't mean that they're good parents, though. That's what I tell my daughter all the time that she fails to realize when she says that she doesn't think that I care nothing about her at all. And I'm like, technically, I do. I said, because I don't have to do anything just because you're my kid. I said, I don't ever have to call you. I don't ever have to see you. I don't ever have to give you a thought. But I do. But I keep telling her all the time, no, I don't have to do nothing. I don't really, Christina, the reason why I didn't ask Lori those questions because I don't really pry to personal stuff like that. If Lori wants to tell me stuff, then I'll let her tell me stuff. I don't not ask people questions because I don't care, but some people like to be private. So I just wait and let people tell me stuff if they want to. Like, I have a friend of mine. She used to be my best friend, but I had to stop being her friend for reasons. Um, but we'll say she was my best friend at the time. I had to give up my best friend because her daughter was a drug addict, hooked on heroin really bad. She did everything to try to help her daughter. Um, but what messed her up really bad is she came home and found her daughter dead in the bathroom. She had OD'd, and it turned her into an alcoholic, my friend. She drank for years and years and years. And because of her drinking, she was no longer allowed to see her grandson from her daughter that had died. The father had gotten custody of him. For years, I would hear her cry and cry every time she got drunk that she couldn't see her grandson, that her grandson was the only thing left alive from her daughter. And she'd go get help, get out of rehab and start again. Go get help, get out of rehab and start again. Finally, as her friend, and some of you all may agree with this and may not, I got tired of hearing her whining. She was drunk again one night. I was over there visiting her, and she was crying about not seeing her grandson again and all this crap. And I finally told her, I said, you know why you can't see your grandson is because you're an alcoholic. I said, all you got to do is quit. Go get you some help. I said, I'm actually tired of hearing you whine and cry about it when all you got to do is go get you some help. And then she did. She went back to therapy again, stayed in there for several weeks. She was doing good. Now, some of you all might think that's mean that I said that to her, but to me, no, it was being her real friend. When she got out, she was doing good. I was proud of her. She was going to start working on seeing if she could get visits with her grandson, even if they were supervised at first, until Christmas came. Yes, it was a Christmas year. We went to her family's house. She invited me to her family's house to meet a lot of her family, sisters, cousins, all that stuff. And when I went, she was in the kitchen. I was in the living room introducing myself to some people. We had been there maybe about 20, maybe 30 minutes. And I heard her in the back of my mind say, I don't want none. I'm good. I didn't know what she was talking about. She could have been talking about food. She could have been talking about anything. Then I heard another female voice from the kitchen saying, bitch, if I'm drinking, you're going to drink. It's Christmas. I heard my friend again say, I don't want any. I didn't care who the fuck her family was. Never met them before or nothing. But I went in the kitchen and I was like, look, she said she didn't fucking want any. Leave her alone. And we left. I took her home to her apartment. So yeah, she was doing good. And then when I went to go see her a couple of weeks later, like after New Year's, I knocked on her door. She came to the door and she was wasted. She was drunk really bad. So I left. And I'm reading your all's comments. I left. A couple days later, she called me from a bar, said she was drunk. She didn't want to drive. Would I please come and pick her up? I didn't want my friend driving or nothing. So yeah, I'll come pick you up. And again, I don't mind telling this story because none of you all will never know who she is or know her name. So here I am. I go in, pick her up from the bar. Good thing I got there because she was getting ready to get into it with somebody. I took her out, put her in my car. A few blocks down the road, she starts saying, let me out, let me out, let me out. I thought she was getting ready to throw up in my car, so I hurried up and pulled over so she could throw up. No. She got out of the car right in the middle of the fucking road, pulled her pants down, and pissed right there with everybody watching. Ass hanging out and everything. Now, some of you all might laugh at that and think it's funny, but I didn't think it was funny. Especially, I didn't like watching my friend go through that. Also, what I didn't tell you all was that she was so far gone, I also had a key to her house. She wanted me, let me look and see if she's live. She wanted me to come and check on her sometimes if I never heard from her to see if she was dead or alive. I couldn't watch my friend kill herself. So I made a choice to stop being her friend. I see your message, Miss Karma. I said, I'm looking right now. Dog face, dog face, dog face. Hang on. Uh, dog face, dog face. Uh, she doesn't look live to me. Of course, while I'm live on my iPad, it would not let me join her live, but there's no ring. There's no ring around her picture. When you're live, there's a ring around your picture. So no, she is not live. What are you asking to make sure if I have her blocked or not? I told you she's not blocked. See? Somebody trying to come in to start shit again. But all they wanted to do was just to see if I had her blocked or not. Well, I just showed. No, she's not blocked. But yeah, Lori, I'm sorry you went through all that and everything. See, that's what people don't understand about me, Erin. Like I was telling her, and I still know that she knows my kid now that I saw her face, because she did say stuff. I don't know if you was watching every single comment, but she said stuff that she never could have known. Because you've been in my lives long enough to know that until tonight, I don't give out personal, like real personal information about my kid. But I don't care. She knows my kid somehow. And now they're probably wanting me to come into their live, but she wasn't live. I just tried to go in there. She's not live. But anyway, I ain't never said that I was a perfect mom and I made mistakes, but I wasn't a terrible mother either. And you know me that I don't care what people think about me. If people don't like me, bye, get to scrolling. And if you really don't want to see my face anymore, all you got to do is block me. I'm going to look again. Maybe they were telling me she's getting ready to go live. Let me look. Maybe they were trying to tell me she was getting ready to go live. Hang on. Okay, the dog face. Uh, okay, wait a minute. Dog face ain't coming up. I have to type in her whole entire full name. And I know it's the official dog face. OFICIAL dog face. Search. Go to users. Ooh, no, y'all. Okay, look, Erin. Look, she's live. So that's what they were doing. Whoever came in was just telling me that she's getting ready to go live. So y'all, should I be childish and go in and join her live and feed into the shit? Because she said that's why she trolled me, is because I was eating carrots in my live. I wonder if I should go in there and request to go in her live and see if she accepts me and start munching on my damn carrots. Go into her live and see how quick she blocks me. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I wonder if I should, or if I should be an adult and just be like, forget it. Or I could just go in there and request to join her live and just not say a word. Let her keep on talking. And then just me sat there casually munching on my carrots in her live. So I don't know. It depends on if y'all are bored or not. Do y'all want me to go in there? It's going to be a bunch of drama, Michelle. Y'all want me to go in her live? Okay, hang on. Let me get her on here. If I go into her live, I'm going to have to end my live. Hang on. Oh, wait. I just logged out of. No, I didn't log out. I just hit the back button on my phone. Okay. Yeah, but see, y'all don't know her, Michelle, and y'all don't follow her, or I don't think y'all followed her. If I end my live and go into her live, y'all won't be there to watch it. Sensual, one of Dogface's people came in and told me that she was live. So I was sitting here saying, should I end my live and be petty tonight and act like a child and go into her live and sit there and munch on carrots? Because she said that's what she hated, was people eating in her live or eating in any live. I was like, should I be petty and be a kid and go request to be in her live and see if she'll accept me and just let her sit there and say whatever she wants while I'm casually munching on my carrots? Or should I be an adult and just say forget it and not go over there? I'm not worried about what she says about me. Y'all know it ain't going to hurt my feelings. But I'm trying to figure out if I should be petty and act like a damn kid, or if I should just be an adult tonight and be like, forget it. Or I guess you all could join her live if I share it with y'all. If I go in there, I could just share the live out to all of y'all, and then y'all can join. Now look at you, Sensual. I gotta laugh at you for saying this, because you say you're a damn counselor and you're all for the drama tonight too. Like you're encouraging me to go too. You know how bad that is as you being a counselor? I'm just joking with you, but still, you know how bad that is? You're supposed to be a counselor and you're encouraging me to go. Okay, y'all, hang on. Okay, I'm going to end my live and I'm going to go in her live and I will send all of you all a share. So, all of you all in here, if you don't follow me, then I guess you better go over to it's called The Official Dog Face. Go look her up because I'm getting ready to go in there. All right, I'm going to end my live. I'm going in there. Y'all will see me in there because I'll comment. I have to end my live to be able to go into her live. Unless you all know how I can do it with me still being live. I don't think I could go into somebody else's live unless I end mine. Chrissy, they all want me to go into The Official Dog Faces live. It's called her name is The Official Dog Face. That's her troll account. But I have to end my live. I can't go into her live while I'm live. I don't think I can. Okay, I'm going to end my live and I'm going to go into her live. See See what happens. Let me go grab my carrots real quick, though, y'all. I'm going to grab my carrots. I don't care about content, Sensual. You know that. No, I think her troll account that she was in my live on is called The Official Dog Face. Okay, I'm going to end my live and I'm going over there because I don't want her to end her live. If she ended her live, then I'll be back.